So Arsenal have scored 33 goals in 14 appearances this season in the Premier League. That is quite impressive, but for a club trying to win the Premier League, is it enough? In this video, I want us to dive into the question, will Arsenal sign a striker in January? I think the biggest concern here is, do Arsenal need a typical number 9? I need your thoughts in the comment section. I need your opinions. Do Arsenal need a typical number 9? Do we need someone like Lukaku? Do we need someone like Robert Lewandowski? Do we need someone like Erling Haaland? I'm going to be giving you some numbers just for perspective. Erling Haaland has scored more goals than half of what we've scored in this campaign. 18. Arsenal have scored 33. So do we need someone like him? Do we need a typical big number 9 fox in the box for us to win the Premier League? Hit the like button. Let's get this video to 300 likes. Subscribe to the podcast as well. We're very close to 60,000 subscribers and you guys are really unbelievable. Now, just to give you some perspective, these are the number of goals all the teams have scored, in the first half of the season, and all these teams are leading their respective tables. Arsenal have scored 33 in 14 appearances in the Premier League. Manchester City, who are second, have actually scored 7 more goals than Arsenal. That is 40. Napoli have scored 37. Barcelona 33. PSG 43 and Bayern 49. So among all the clubs leading their tables and leagues and title races right now, Arsenal and FC Barcelona have scored the least number of goals. But the difference with Barca, they have only conceded 5 goals in 15 appearances. That is remarkable. That is absolutely remarkable. So we've scored the least number of goals among all teams on top of the table, joint top with Barcelona. All the other teams have scored at least 35 goals and above. Another interesting statistic here is that Martin Odegaard is our top scorer with 5 goals in the Premier League or in the league. All the other teams do have a player who has scored 9 or more goals for them this campaign. Just to put it into better understanding, Erling Haaland has scored 18 goals for Manchester City during the half season. Victor Osimhen for Napoli 9. Robert Lewandowski 13 in 15 games for FC Barcelona. Kylian Mbappe 12. Neymar 11. And Jamal Musiala 9. So, I mean, this brings out the topic, what we want to talk about. Do Arsenal need someone to give us those extra number of goals? If you look at all these teams, the only team that is actually depending on a player who is not a focus goal scorer is Bayern Munich with Jamal Musiala scoring 9 goals. But the rest of the teams, Neymar and Mbappe, are arguably strikers, are arguably now typical strikers, especially Kylian Mbappe. The number of goals he's scoring, you can easily categorize him with the likes of Salah in there, that category of wingers that are going to score as many goals as they can. So I can call him a striker. Robert Lewandowski as the number 9 for Barcelona has been a revelation of his signing. Victor Osimhen has been a very, very good player this campaign with the in from Napoli, and Erling Haaland, the best striker in Europe right now. So you can see Arsenal's top scorer has the least number of goals among the Starley, and that is worrying. That is a little bit, that's a little bit, skeptical. Should we be focusing on getting in a new striker? Now, we've been linked with 2 strikers for January. Number 1 is Taremi at Mehdi Taremi at FC Porto. Very interesting young lad that I think many Arsenal fans would actually love and enjoy if we signed him. He's got a very beautiful goal against England in the World Cup. That is Mehdi Taremi. And the next one is Marcus Thuram. Today I did talk about Marcus Thuram in the earlier podcast, and I said he is up for sale. 10 million euros Borussia Mönchengladbach is what they're expecting. Probably should Arsenal decide to walk in for Marcus Thuram? Do we need a striker? Do we need to get one of these guys if we're going to win the Premier League? Now, my opinions, number 1, I think Arsenal need someone better than Edin Nketiah. I think to get a player who has the work rate of Gabriel Jesus, the number of chances he creates as a striker, the number of runs he makes as a striker, the pressing ability for him as a striker, It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Even the likes of Robert Lewandowski, Karim Benzema, Darwin Núñez, all those top strikers we're talking about, the likes of Dusan Vlahovic, do not give you the pressing ability, do not give you, that collective effort Gabriel Jesus brings to the team. And you can see he's really impacting all the players around him. Xhaka, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Partey. He's literally helping out in each and every department. And I think the most important part is whatever he does, he's doing it for the team. He's not that kind of selfish striker. He's that very selfless striker. He can score one, but assist as many times as there is. Actually, as we talk, he has scored 5 goals. Actually, he scored 4 goals for Arsenal and assisted 8 times just in the Premier League. That shows you the prowess. That shows you how selfless he is. But if you're gonna win the title, do we need guys like this? Do we need people that are really gonna create these chances, that are really gonna take these chances up? Do we need people that are going to score 15 goals in 13 appearances? Now, when it comes to Mediterranean, 13 goals so far, 13 games so far, 6 goals and 5 assists. That is for FC Porto. Marcus Thuram is the one that has really interested me because so far he's played 15 games and scored 10 goals and assisted 3 times. That is 13 goal involvements in 15 games. That is crazy, remarkable, despicable, and it makes him just unplayable. Honestly, we've got to speak about it. If a striker scored, has involved themselves in 15 goals, 15 goal involvements in 13 games, it's remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable. And I'm sorry to all the Gabriel Jesus fans, including myself. I do not think he's going to reach the levels that we actually thought he would in terms of scoring goals. And I want to be very, very clear here. In terms of impact, in terms of quality, in terms of helping this Arsenal side, he's done more than we expected. He's a monster. He's an absolute monster, and you put into perspective his versatility. You put into perspective his hard work. Arsenal cannot get a better striker than Gabriel Jesus. But time in, time out, we've seen it on more than one occasion. Whenever he gets into that penalty area, he's not that clinical. He's not that sharp. He's not the kind of sharp striker that you feel whenever a chance drops onto his boots, it's going to be in the back of the net. I'm talking about players like Robert Lewandowski. I'm talking about players like Karim Benzema. I'm talking about our own Robin van Persie. Because one of the last seasons, actually in his last season, Robin van Persie scored as many goals as he could for Arsenal. And one thing I remember is that almost every game he was averaging at least a goal. And that's remarkable for a player to be averaging a goal per 90, right? He was averaging a goal per 90 in the Premier League. So do we need Robin van Persie? Do we need that kind of striker? My answer, guys, is yes, we do. The number of chances that we are creating, the number of chances that are going begging, just because of Gabriel Jesus and his style of play, and how he likes to play and how comfortable he is farther away from goal rather than closer to goal, is why we need a very, very clinical striker. Now, I'm not going to go pointing names. There is Ronaldo, Taremi, Marcus Thuram. I want this to be as broad as it can, so that you guys can give me your options. So give me your options in the comment section. If we were to go for a striker, who is in your mind right now? Because it's clear Edin Ketia is not the guy. Mikel Arteta is using Edin Ketia as a decoy. And I think what he's trying to run away from here is I have signed Gabriel Jesus, and I want to give him almost every minute available. So I will keep Edin Ketia because there will not be much pressure from him asking for game time. But I don't think as a club, where we are and where we want to be, that is what we should be focusing on. In my opinion, what we should be focusing on is actually who makes us better, who makes us much better, and who makes us much suitable for the title race. And for me, that is not Eddie Nketiah. So that is my reason number one. Actually, two reasons. Eddie Nketiah is not the man, and then we need someone to get on the back. On the back of those chances. We need someone to put the ball in the back of the net, given the number of chances Saka, Martinelli, Xhaka, Odegaard, and Gabriel Jesus himself, are creating. One thing I've seen with Gabriel Jesus, by the way, is the reason he doesn't score many goals is, yes, he's not that clinical, and and we know that he's massively underscoring his XG. Take for instance, that game where he beat Nottingham Forest 5 goals. How many chances did he have? And he actually didn't score. But look at Martin Odegaard, the number of chances he got against Wolverhampton Wanderers, the quality of the goals. It shows you a difference that Odegaard is pushing himself towards goal, and Gabriel Jesus is actually pushing himself away from goal. So the question is, do we teach him to push further into the penalty area rather than pull away, or do we get someone? In my opinion, I think he's really, really done well. I think he's comfortable doing that, fetching the ball from the left to the right, down to the middle, in those deeper areas, and it's actually working well for Mikel Arteta's system. How about we get someone to help out Gabriel Jesus with the goals? How about if we get someone to score for us 5 goals every 10 games, probably 6 goals every 10 games, to take away the pressure from Gabriel Jesus, and then also just allow him play the way he wants to play as a striker. But then my reason number 3 why I think Arsenal need a striker is the difficult times. There is this argument that Haaland signed for Manchester City, or City signed Haaland, not because they cannot actually win the Premier League without him, but the real reason is they want to win the UEFA Champions League. And I think the argument is, if you have a player like Erling Haaland, can score for you those crazy number of goals, and can also score for you those crucial goals. A very good example is the Fulham game, when they were actually frozen by Fulham after getting that early red card in the first half. Joao Cancelo sent off. Erling Haaland was introduced in the second half, and the impact was enormous. The impact was absolutely massive. Yes, he scores a penalty at the end, and that is what he's supposed to do. He's a goal poacher. He takes every opportunity that actually falls his way. But before that, he gets this chance. It's a very good ball from Phil Foden, and I think it's Kevin De Bruyne actually, and then he heads it into the back of the net. Yes, it's slightly offside, milliseconds offside, but what I'm talking about here is that kind of guy that steps onto the pitch, and you're sure you will get a goal. You're sure you will at least hit the woodwork, or you will be stopped by the frame if the worst goes to the worst. So, and I'm talking about situations where Arsenal will find it hard to score. I'm talking about situations where we will need one chance to convert that chance and then get the 3 points or walk away with the point. A clear example is that Southampton game. I don't think we really played poorly, but in the second half, the game just ran away from us. The game just became so boring. It just became so ambiguous, difficult, disorderly, and Southampton capitalized. They got that chance, they capitalized, and in the end, Arsenal decapitated. So that is, in such situations, that is where I think we need a number 9. We are a team used to scoring very, very early in games, and that has actually been affecting us positively. But when we don't score early, what happens? We might need to score late against Southampton. Yes, Odegaard again reaching into that final final third, and putting the chance away. It's very, very unfortunate that Kieran actually gets the ball out of play. But those scenarios are what I'm talking about. When Saka is not scoring, when Martinelli is not scoring, when Jesus is not getting into the box like we want him to, can we get someone to cover for us? Now, I need a lot of your thoughts, because the budget might not actually allow Arsenal to do that. So probably we are talking about a situation where Arsenal sacrifice one position in January to get in a striker. And for me, I'm going to be honest, if Gabriel Jesus is as good as he is, or as he has been, then I would sacrifice signing a winger in January and we sign a striker. And this is my reason. Gabriel Jesus can play on the left, on the right as well. That means we have a natural backup for Saka, Martinelli on the flanks. Emile Smith Rowe will be coming back. He can play very well on the left-hand side of the pitch. Fabio Vieira is another fantastic talent when it comes to the versatility and playing on the right-hand side of the pitch, just like Bernardo Silva. But in terms of that number 9, in terms of that guy who's going to give us the goals, I think we need to get in someone. Who could it be? And if you drop one transfer priority for January, is it a midfielder or is it the winger for us to sign a striker? Talk to me in the comment section. I will not be uploading tomorrow early in the morning unless otherwise. I have a very, very, very early class in the morning, but I will be with you in the afternoon, in the evening, and at night for the live stream. So hit the like button, subscribe. Cossy will be back tomorrow, and I love you so much.